Hey everybody, Parkhopper John here with your WDW Parkhoppers book review of Peter and the Starcatchers by Dave Barry and Ridley Pearson. Now, if Dave Barry and Ridley Pearson sound familiar to you, they should. Dave Barry has been a humorous newspaper columnist and author for a number of years, and Ridley Pearson has also written a great series of Disney books called Disney After Dark. Now, those are the books that allowed him to go to all those really cool places backstage that we all as Disney fans would love to go, in the parks and in a lot of the resorts and the Disney cruise lines. It's a great series of books, but today we're going to be talking about Peter and the Starcatchers. Now, Peter and the Starcatchers is a book that introduces us to young Molly Astor, who's the daughter of Lord Astor. And Lord Astor is a member of a group called the Starcatcher Society. And what do Starcatchers do? Well, they collect and they take care of star stuff, which is a little bit like pixie dust, but pixie dust doesn't fall from space like star stuff does. And they're trying to keep all the star stuff from the others. Now, the others are another society of people who are trying to do bad stuff with all of the star stuff that falls from space. And in this book, we are introduced to Molly. She's going on a journey, and she unknowingly is protecting a large amount of star stuff. And she meets a group of boys from an orphanage, and one of them is named Peter. Now, Peter becomes very important to her, and he finds himself in a lot of adventures. He's pitted against pirates and thieves, and one of the pirates is the dastardly Captain Captain Black Stash. I know, you thought I was going to say Captain Hook. No, that comes much later. So, Black Stash is one of the most dastardly pirates on the seven seas, and he leads a group of people who are trying to get their hands on the star stuff. And it's a really great story to find out how Black Stash is pitted against Peter, and how Peter has to overcome certain challenges, and it's awesome to find out how Neverland gets created. It's also interesting to find out how Captain Hook comes into play. And yes, we do have an appearance by Tinkerbell, but I don't want to ruin it for you because it's truly an incredible story, because we find out how Tinkerbell came into this world. It's a great book. I listen to it on audio. I'm a huge audio guy because I do a lot of driving. Audible.com has all these books available, but I highly encourage you to go out and to get a copy of the book and read it. If you're a mom or a dad, you'll be just as riveted to the stories as your kids will be. I will throw out one little caution. If you have wee little ones, a couple of the scenes might be a little too much, but that's going to be something that you're going to have to kind of decide for yourself. It's a typical fairy tale. There's bad people and they want to do bad things, but you know, you can make that decision when you're reading the book. It's not too horrible. There's not a lot of really bad stuff. It is a kid's book after all, and it's written for maybe older kids, 7, 8, 9, a little bit older in the teens. But if you're an adult, you're going to get a lot out of it too. So I can't encourage you enough to go to Amazon or Barnes & Noble. There's going to be a link below this video, and we want you to buy it from Amazon and help us out. But you can also go to your library and you can rent it. It's a great book to read. Peter and the Starcatchers is one of those books that I couldn't stop listening to. I can imagine that I wouldn't be able to put the book down. We're going to talk about more of the Peter and the Starcatchers series later on, but I want to encourage you guys to go out. Peter and the Starcatchers, it's worth your time. It's a great read. It's a great series to get into. I did want to throw this shout out. The same guy that did the audio recording for Peter and the Starcatchers also did the Harry Potter series, and they're awesome. He has a great way of telling the story, and his characterizations, his voicings of all the different characters is just incredible. And I can only imagine what it'll be like for all the Harry Potter series with the dozens and dozens of cast and characters that he has to be the voices of. So go out and get yourself a copy of Peter and the Starcatchers. Thanks so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video. Thank you so much for coming by Facebook and Twitter at WDW Parkhoppers. And as always, thank you for visiting WDWParkhoppers.com. 4 parks, 1 world, and everything in between.